So I wanted to come in here for a few minutes and just kind of describe a little bit more about Space of Love Foods' mission and vision. Many of you already know that I'm committing at least 50% of profits to regenerative projects, but that can seem a little bit nebulous, and kind of far-fetched. What does that even really mean? Well, mostly what I'm talking about is a land stewardship type of project where I obtain large amounts of land somewhere in northern Arizona to start, and then subdividing that up into 2.5 acre parcels to be given away on a sliding scale to individuals and families who otherwise might not have an opportunity to live on land. And I'm not talking about an intentional community where there are mandatory dances around a maypole or things like that. This is just looking like rural agrarian living where people have an opportunity to rediscover what it is to be a human being without the burden of rent, mortgage, things like that. And the scope of what I want to do is a lot more far-reaching than that. The whole idea for the rural living situation I have really fleshed out, and it's a huge, elaborate dream of mine. But some of the other things that I want to be doing with this company is using some of those profits to create a scholarship program for people to receive the therapy that they need, to get help, because for so many people, high quality mental health is just unaffordable. Insurance doesn't cover it. Maybe the practitioner you want doesn't take insurance, is cash only. I know that somatic experience therapy for me has just been hugely instrumental in getting to where I am today. And also, I would like to be able to fund psychedelic assisted therapy research, which I won't say whether or not that has been helpful to me, but I've read a lot about it. So take that for what you will. And then I want to be helping women's shelters, women's abuse shelters for moms and children, to be able to just expedite the process of getting the help that they need, cutting through all of the bureaucracy and the red tape, which can just be sometimes insurmountable to so many women that really need it. And also working with other social impact ideas and organizations. In addition to therapy and women's abuse shelters, I want to be able to go into underserved communities and to just build infrastructure there so that children, moms, dads, everybody can have access to more of the tools that they need to really be able to thrive in this society, which really, can oftentimes just be so oppressive to so many, with any kind of financial freedom out of reach, food, shelter, raw materials, it could be like making food at home, anything like that. I want to be able to assist with those kinds of things and go in and work with community centers to install new equipment and new resources, and be able to purchase the things that they need to be able to provide their community access to some programs that could be really, really beneficial. Ultimately, I also really want to be working with indigenous cultures here in Arizona. I get my mesquite pod flower from Peru because it's just not available at the scale that I need locally. And there's so much mesquite in the desert Southwest, though, and so I want to be working with indigenous communities to be able to build facilities to be able to process mesquite pod flower so that we can be using a domestic source of this amazing whole food, and also to have the indigenous people, the Native Americans, be running those facilities, and so that it's like a closed loop in their communities. Facilities on their site, they can gather it, they can process it, and then distribute it to the places where I need to be producing all of my amazing products, of which there would be many, many more in the future. But just wanted to get on here and give more of an elaborate, detailed look at some of the things that we want to do. And when I say we, I'm the only person involved right now in the actual company, but when I say we, I mean everybody like you who supports us. So If you made it to the end of this, congratulations. Feel free to contact me for a 10% discount on purchase of any one of the 3 formulas that we have available over at spaceoflovefoods.com. So I do believe that in the world, good shall prevail. I honestly believe that. And I'm working hard on that. And I know that there are a lot of other people who are really enthusiastic about making that a reality. I've listened to so many people on podcasts who just talk about the gross mismanagement of financial resources around this world, that there's so much money available, and there's no reason why so many people should be suffering and doing without just basic necessities. And so I want to be on the cutting edge of changing how the corporate environment looks here in America, here in the West, and around the world. Because it's really high time that we end this whole thing where we have the earth absorbing most of the cost of consumerism, right? We keep costs down, but at the end of the day, it's the earth really that takes that, and aspects of society, because if the earth is suffering, then we're going to be suffering too. Yeah, so there we go. This is raw, uncut, unfiltered, and appreciate you very much. Head over to Space of Love Foods if you want to support and learn more about it. I've got a lot of information on the website about what we want to do, and wealth of information about all the ingredients and sourcing and all of that. Okay, thanks.